At the heart of Nichiren Buddhism lies a phrase that practitioners chant with passionate conviction: Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo. To the uninitiated, it might sound like a mystical incantation, its syllables rolling off the tongue in a rhythmic cadence. But for millions around the world, these words are far more than a chant. They're a key that unlocks the deepest mysteries of life itself. What is the true meaning behind Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo? How does uttering this phrase actually transform one's life? And in this practice, does technique or sincerity hold the greater power? Let's start with the phrase's literal translation, as it offers a gateway to deeper understanding. Nam is a Sanskrit term meaning devotion or dedication. Myoho-Renge-Kyo is Japanese. Myo means mysterious or wonderful. Ho means law. Renge means lotus. And Kyo means sutra. So, in plain English, we're saying, I dedicate myself to the wonderful law of the Lotus Sutra. But this surface-level meaning only hints at the profound concepts lurking beneath. Nichiren Daishonin, in his treatise, The Entity of the Mystic Law, delves into the esoteric significance of each component. He writes, Myo is the name given to the mysterious nature of our life at each moment. From the indiscernible beginning of time, life has repeated a cycle of birth and death. Yet, life at each moment is endowed with the 10 worlds. Here, Nichiren isn't just defining a word, he's unraveling the enigma of human existence. Myo represents life's dual nature, its surface unpredictability and its underlying constancy. Though our circumstances fluctuate wildly, our essential being, containing all 10 worlds, from hell to Buddhahood, remains intact. Moving on, he explains, Ho means to adjust, to make steady. This isn't mere linguistic trivia. In Nichiren's view, the mystic law, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, is the stabilizing force in our ever-changing lives. Just as a gyroscope maintains orientation amidst turbulence, this law keeps us centered through life's ups and downs. By chanting it, we align ourselves with this universal principle, finding equilibrium in chaos. But it's his interpretation of Renge that truly soars into mystical realms. The lotus flower is different from others, Nichiren states. When its seeds are sown, flowers and fruit emerge simultaneously. Most plants bloom first, bear fruit later, cause and effect in linear sequence. But the lotus embodies the simultaneity of cause and effect, a concept that shatters our notions of time. In this light, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo isn't just a nice idea. It's a declaration that past, present, and future coexist in each instant. Your actions now aren't just shaping tomorrow, they're redefining yesterday and today. This simultaneity principle extends beyond personal timelines. Daisaku Ikeda, in his book, The Wisdom of the Lotus Sutra, writes, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo encompasses the entire phenomenal world. Each part contains the whole. Just as a hologram's smallest fragment reflects the entire image, every speck of existence down to a grain of sand contains the universe's full blueprint. When you chant, you're not just harmonizing with some abstract law. You're resonating with the cosmic rhythm present in every atom, including those in your own body. Such lofty concepts might seem detached from daily life, but for practitioners, they're eminently practical. Consider the testimony of Sarah Lee, a software engineer in San Francisco. Before I started chanting Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, I saw my challenges a stressful job, a painful breakup as obstacles blocking my happiness. Now I understand they're not barriers but gateways. Each problem contains its own solution, just waiting to be revealed. Sarah's shift in perception mirrors Nichiren's lotus metaphor. Her current struggles aren't just leading to future growth, they're manifesting that growth right now. This transformative effect isn't just psychological. Practitioners report tangible life changes. In his diary, Josei Toda, who revitalized Nichiren Buddhism in post-war Japan, recounted, in prison, chanting Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, I experienced a flash of insight. I am life itself, boundless and free. From that moment, steel bars couldn't cage my spirit. Toda's epiphany didn't just uplift his mood, it reshaped his reality. Released from prison, he built a global movement, turning adversity into a launchpad for worldwide impact. Such dramatic turnarounds raise a critical question. How does chanting Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo actually transform one's life? The answer lies in a principle Nichiren termed Ichinen Sanzen, or 3,000 realms in a single moment of life. This dense phrase means that each instant of our existence contains all possible states from the depths of despair to the heights of enlightenment. As he explains in The Object of Devotion for Observing the Mind, life at each moment is endowed with the 10 worlds. At the same time, each of the 10 worlds contains all 10 within itself. This concept reframes our understanding of personal change. We often think of growth as a ladder, climbing from lower states to higher ones. But in Nichiren's view, we're not ascending, we're excavating. Just as an archaeologist doesn't create artifacts but uncovers them, we don't generate wisdom or courage, we reveal what's already there. Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo serves as our trusty trowel, clearing away layers of delusion to expose our innate Buddhahood. Physicist-turned-Buddhist Dr. Kathy Chen offers a modern analogy. In quantum mechanics, a particle can exist in multiple states simultaneously, and our observation collapses it into one definite state. Similarly, our lives entail countless potentials. When we chant Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, we're not just observing, we're participating. Our focused intent collapses our life's waveform into its highest expression. Through this lens, chanting isn't mere wishful thinking. It's an act of quantum selection, choosing enlightenment from our spectrum of possibilities. Yet, for all its cosmological grandeur, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo is surprisingly intimate. Nichiren taught that this phrase encapsulates the enlightened life he realized within himself. In The Heritage of the Ultimate Law of Life, he declares, "The heritage of the law exists only within living beings. I, Nichiren, am the treasure tower, and the treasure tower is Nichiren." When we chant, we're not invoking a distant deity. We're syncing up with Nichiren's awakened life condition, using his realization as a tuning fork for our own latent Buddhahood. This deeply personal dimension leads us to our final question. Is there a correct way to chant Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo, or does sincerity matter more than technique? Nichiren's writings suggest it's not an either-or proposition. In technical terms, he advises in the Daimoku of the Lotus Sutra, you must put your faith into the Daimoku of the Sutra and chant Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo with your whole heart. The phrase should be enunciated clearly, with energy and focus, not as empty repetition but as an earnest invocation. However, he repeatedly emphasizes that outer form means little without inner conviction. In his letter, The Strategy of the Lotus Sutra, Nichiren asserts, the heart is the most important element. One's treasures, one's spouse, one's children, or one's own life, there are times when one must cast them aside. The Lotus Sutra is the teaching of the heart. Here, he's not just talking about chanting technique but about one's entire approach to practice. Precise pronunciation is good, but genuine commitment, even at the cost of worldly attachments, is non-negotiable. This primacy of sincerity shines through in Nichiren's famous letter to the samurai Shiyo Kingo. Facing a dangerous political situation, Kingo sought guidance. Nichiren's reply in The Strategy of the Lotus Sutra is telling. Whether you chant Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo with the same vigor as a child who leaps up and down, or with the benevolence of the Buddha who promises to liberate all people, or with the gravity of Brahma who makes the lands of the 10 directions quake, you should sustain faith. The message is clear. There's no one correct emotional tenor. What matters is that your chanting, be it exuberant, compassionate, or solemn, springs from an authentic place. Living testimonies bear this out. Maria Garcia, a teacher in Mexico City, shares, "For years, I chanted Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo mechanically, trying to get the right tone. But when my mother fell ill, desperation cracked my facade. I chanted through tears, voice breaking. That raw sincerity opened something in me, and miraculously, Mama recovered." Maria's story affirms that in the crucible of life's challenges, heartfelt chanting eclipses perfect pitch. In essence, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo transcends its literal meaning, embodying truths both esoteric and experiential. It's not just a salute to a sutra but a summation of life's deepest principles: the interpenetration of all phenomena, the simultaneity of cause and effect, the omnipresence of Buddha nature. Chanting this phrase doesn't merely uplift our spirits, it reorients our entire existence, excavating enlightened qualities from our innermost depths. While clear pronunciation has its place, Nam-Myoho-Renge-Kyo's transformative power lies in the heart's purity. Whether whispered in exhaustion or bellowed in triumph, sincerely chanted Daimoku aligns us with the universe's fundamental rhythm. In doing so, it doesn't just change our circumstances, it revises our cosmic script, turning each moment into a stage where tragedy can instantly pivot to triumph, as swiftly and miraculously as a lotus blossoming into fruit.